Familiarization exercises. The trampoline bed stretches when you stand on it. This is the first thing that an inexperienced student must get used to because it feels very different to the floor. A popular and highly effective way of getting used to the trampoline is for participants to climb up onto the trampoline one after the other via a box step and copy the exercises. If 2 or more trampolines are available, they are positioned in a row behind one another. Participants must be informed of several basic rules. Rule number 1. There is always only one person on the trampoline, unless otherwise instructed. Rule number 2. Safety is more important than jump height. Rule number 3. No one is allowed to try out a jump without permission. Rule number 4. No one is allowed to jump from the trampoline onto the ground. Participants begin by walking at a normal pace over the trampoline, then more quickly. Walking backwards is a more difficult exercise for many people, with the unfamiliar surface of the bed making orientation harder. A second person on the bed makes the surface even more unsteady. Their arms linked together, the two cross the bed together. This exercise can also involve one of the 2 participants turning around and going backwards. The trampoline bed can also be crossed using dance moves such as the polonaise. Take care that no one is pushing when you climb down off the trampoline. The red lines on the trampoline bed are used as guidelines, with participants completing a circuit of the internal rectangle. This puts orientation ability on the bed to the test. When there are 2 trampolines, the direction of movement changes with the trampoline. The moonwalk provides an initial sense of the lightness of trampoline gymnastics. The participant crosses the bed with a bouncing step, ensuring that a maximum of 1 foot leaves the bed at any one time. An exercise known as the sewing machine playfully provides a sense of what it feels like to stop on the trampoline. It involves each leg pushing down the bed one at a time, but before the bed can transfer the energy back to the body, the knees are bent, thereby killing the momentum. The exercise becomes more difficult when students are instructed to conduct a full turn in the center of the bed. The direction of the turn can be altered on the second bed. An exercise known as John Wayne or rodeo riding also practices the stopping movement, but using 2 legs. It involves pushing down the bed with 2 legs and avoiding the rebound. The upper body should remain still if possible and not move forwards or backwards. At the end, the participant slaps both hands down on the bed without falling onto it. Stopping is practiced in this manner. The skiing exercises use the red lines as a piste. Participants jump between the lines in a slalom movement on both legs with feet together. This exercise also involves clapping the hands down on the bed at the end. Participants discover how difficult it is to conduct precisely targeted jumps in the following exercise, which involves jumping from the start of the bed onto the first line, onto the cross, onto the second line, and up to the front of the bed in a standing position. The trampoline can also be traversed in a sitting position. It's a chance for instructors to introduce the correct sitting position at this stage. Participants begin bouncing in a seated position and move by pushing off forwards with the hands. This can also be seen as an introduction to the seat drop. Participants may feel a little dizzy when carrying out the next exercise, tree trunk rolls. Sidewards rolls are performed crosswise to the bed. The direction should be altered on the second trampoline. This exercise gives participants their first tummy and back contact with the bed as they rotate around the longitudinal axis of the body. As long as the standard of participants' forward rolls has been checked on the floor in advance, these can also be performed on the trampoline. Students are required to conduct 2 or 3 forward rolls on each trampoline, which means they must try and carry them out with little momentum. The first head-first movements on the trampoline are performed in this manner. Backward rolls are not allowed. After several exercises without a partner, one exercise with a partner can now be introduced. The partners stand in front of each other and grasp each other on the lower arms. The arms are tensed. The two swing their arms in a regular rhythm until the swinging builds up to a jump. Once the partner jumps are working well, the two can also begin turning around each other. The direction of the turn can also be varied. This is a way of giving participants a sense of what it's like to have a second person on the trampoline, something that is frequently the case in methodical exercise series.